Um, I'm gonna give you another example. And it was the same guy. God, this was like a year later. It was really weird. Like, I don't know where he just called me up, and again, that's a narcissist thing because he didn't have any supply. And I forget, we went to pizza. I remember where it was at, and he paid for it. Oh, told me because I was like, I don't really think so. Yeah, you're kind of a weirdo. You're freaking me out, dude. It was one of those things. And so he goes, we're sitting there, and I don't know how we got into it, but we were talking about his brother and the way he grew up. And here's what it was. His brother and him used to fight like cats and dogs, but they didn't just fight like cats and dogs. They would fuck each other over bad. And they would always think, how can I get that? How can I get him back? And how can I screw him over? Right? Well, here's how it was. I told him, I don't understand, like, how come one of you doesn't have, because his house was right up the road. It was a really nice house that he grew up in. I don't understand. If you said your dad made good money, how did you guys lose it? Well, my mom died of cancer, and they were adults, like 30 some years old, I think it was 30 plus, and because they always fucked each other over, when the money was divided equally, and I think the house was going to be given to the dad. I forget who got the house. I think it was the dad, and then everything was divided evenly, so more money went to the boys, to him and his brother, and the dad got the house. And so the other brother thought he was getting ripped off, but he wasn't. But because they think, oh, I know they're fucking me over, he went and got a lawyer. The lawyer sued both of them. They all had to go to court, and they lost all this money, and they had to actually sell the house to pay off the court fees and the lawyers and all the shit. So everyone lost everything. And here's what happened when it came all the way down to the numbers. The brother was like, oh, I wasn't getting ripped off. So they just fuck each other over. And so when I was talking to him, he's like, well, this is important, because it's what he said to me that really popped me. I'm like, wow. He goes, and we ended up eating pizza and started kind of move the conversation to something else about fucking people over. I'm like, why do you always think that way? And he looks at me, he goes, well, everyone's like that. I'm like, wait, what? He goes, well, everyone's fucking everyone over all the time. I'm like, what are you talking? I go, do you really believe that? He goes, yeah. Well, it makes sense because that's the way he grew up. So that was his what's called the filter. That's the way he really thought the world was, and he walked around like that, always fucking people over. And then when he would get fired from a job, or the family kicked him out, he was like, I don't understand. Because in his mind, if you took a drink, watch this. If you took a drink of water, somehow you're fucking him over. If you sneezed, somehow you're screwing him over. If you, I don't know, got a present, somehow you screwed him over. So he's got to get you back. That's how a narcissist thinks. And I try to explain it. I go, dude, I'm telling you, this is all. Now watch this. And I go, dude, this is a filter. I explained what filters were. I go, filters are like, all right, this is important. I know this went longer than I thought, but I think it's a good video. So a filter, like, I used to have glasses, this exact same thing, but I probably got them somewhere, but I can't find them. I got one that's green, orange, and red, and then I think blue. Well, what I tell people, okay, imagine these are green ones, okay? So you look through, let's say it's green, right? And then you put a red apple in front of it, and like, well, what do you think the apple is going to look like if I'm looking through a green lens? It's going to look green, but this is actually a red apple. But no matter what you tell that person, they're like, no, it's green. And they'll yell and they'll scream. And you're like, dude, it's a fucking red apple. Like, no, it's fucking green. You're just playing with me. You're trying to fuck with me. Right? These are cool sunglasses, by the way. I didn't realize how cool they were. Anyways, so those are called filters. So Jeff grew up constantly being effed with, and he was effing with his brother. And I have a feeling they got this from the father. I don't know this, but I have a feeling they do. They did. And so he really believes, now watch this, a belief is a filter. He really believes no matter what you do, you could bring the pizza to him. You could pay for the pizza, and somehow when it goes through this filter, it changes it, and your mind goes, oh, they're getting over on me. They're trying to screw me over. Oh, I got to get him back. It doesn't. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to a narcissist, And it's the oddest thing in the world. Like, you could just be having a normal conversation, and next thing you know, they'll kind of get just like cold. They'll just, and you're like, something wrong? Nope. Because in the back of their mind, they're pissed, and you don't know what they're pissed about. It could be you got a blue pen and they got a red pen. It could be you said something like, my favorite team is Dallas, and you're just saying that because Dallas beat my team last week, and you don't even know what their team was. You don't even know that they had a team, right? It could be anything, and they're going to fucking get you. They're going to fuck you over. That is what's dealing with a narcissist like, okay? So, I'm going to end this video on that. I think that kind of gives you a little insight into the mind of a narcissist. And if you try to reason with him, oh yeah, so here I was, I almost forgot this, I knew or something. So here I was trying to explain to him, now he's got the glasses on, so it's on him, that, and I'm like, dude, that's not what most people do. Some people maybe, but it's like 1%. It's not, maybe 5% at most. But the majority of people don't think like that. They think, well, how can we help each other? How can we get along? And now here's the thing. I see he's listening to me, though. He's like, sure, dude, right. Because everything I'm saying is getting filtered through that. So he thinks I'm trying to get him to lower his guard so I can fuck him over. And as I was trying to explain to him, you could just see he just had like this shield up and this look on his face like, oh, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I get it, Mike. You're setting me up here. And it was at that point when I was like, there's no talking to this dude. There was no, like, I was like, I got to get the fuck. And that was it. I got away from him for good. And again, I still didn't quite understand what a narcissist was. But man, these pieces were starting to come together, though, just from life experience, right? And later on, watching all these YouTube videos, I started being like, oh my God, that dude was saying that. Oh my God, he was doing that. The whole filter. Now, the filter thing comes from NLP. I learned that you learn it in psychology, but NLP, in my mind, really breaks it down the best. In my opinion, NLP is the best at explaining what filters are. And if you guys want me to do, I'll probably do another video on filters alone, because it is so important to understand that. Narcissist, I'll give you this a little bit. They have so much hate and so much self-anger, and everything they listen to and view is taken through that. So they're feeling this hurt and pain. Like, literally, I'm serious. This happened to me not too long ago. I actually complimented someone on their city, and we were driving down the road, and he like, kind of gritted his teeth, and like everything was fine, blah blah blah. It's like, man, your city's really cool. You know what I really like is how I was explaining something. And he just kind of looked away. He didn't want me to see how angry he got. He's like grinding his teeth. And I'm like, is this dude pissed? Like, the fuck? And then later on, a compliment about his home or his family or something, and he's gritting his teeth. I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on here, man? Well, narcissist is filtering everything through self-hate. Somehow it's that filter thing where you're saying it's a red apple and they're saying, no, it's a green apple. And so here I was complimenting him. He took it as somehow I was doing something negative. Now, I don't know what it was, or, and that's okay. Watch this. This is what we do as normal people or compassionate people. We try to figure out, okay, well, how did he take that in a negative light? Like, what did he don't do it. Stop. Fucking stop. Don't do that. Just don't. They're not normal people. And you know what? That's the thing years ago. Just get away from people. Those people are weird. And as an empath, I'm like, no, I want to figure this out. I want to make them happy. Like, oh my God, you got to stop doing that. When you get around people who do the weird shit that I'm telling you in this video, get away from them. Because I'm telling you, they're going to hurt you. Okay? Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. So sorry I didn't mean to make it so kind of scary at the end. But I'm telling you, man, well, you're going to learn eventually. Just go to Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. Click subscribe, click that bell, and click the all button to watch these videos. I'm going to kick out a lot of more stories and things that'll help you to understand what you're dealing with. See you soon. God bless you. I love you guys. I really do. Okay?